Hey, boys and girls. It's time for Uncle Jay Explains the News. Now here's the guy who helps little minds understand big news stories, Uncle Jay.
Hi, boys and girls, and I'm sorry if you're having any trouble today with our video, if the resolution isn't very good, or if the video tends to freeze. Here's what the problem is. Uncle Jay Explains the News is just this little homemade business and not part of a large corporation, and so its internet connection isn't as good as, say, Amazon or BuzzFeed or any of those popular websites that your parents probably think they erased from your browser history. Now you're probably thinking, wait a minute, Uncle Jay, my internet connection works the same no matter what website I go to. And you're right, today it does. And that's why Uncle Jay's news word for this week is neutrality. Now, first of all, you are right. This E doesn't even belong here, because if it did belong in this word, shouldn't it be in all of these words too? Remember, spelling tests are an adult conspiracy to make you miserable, and this word was in the news because of something called net neutrality. What is that? Well, here's a way to look at it. Let's say you're taking a taxi to a corner where there's a Chevy dealer on one side of the street and a Rolls-Royce dealer on the other. So if you tell the driver to take you to the Chevy dealer, should he take you there more slowly than to the Rolls-Royce dealer? Or should he charge you more to go to the Rolls-Royce dealer? Of course not. That's illegal. Everybody in the cab should get the same rate and the same speed. And on the internet, boys and girls, it's the same thing. Your connection to Uncle Jay is no better or worse or more expensive than anyone else's, and that's called net neutrality. But last week, a court ruled that internet providers, if they want to, can slow down or even block connections on websites that are competitors, or that they just don't like, or that don't fork over some digital protection money if they know what's good for them. Well, the fight is not over. It's now back in the hands of the Federal Communications Commission and Congress, which means it will probably sit in for quite a while longer. And now it's time to answer one of your news questions. This week it comes from Nathan in Austin, Texas. Hi, Nathan. Nathan writes, Dear Uncle Jay, last week in school they taught us about Martin Luther King. But since you're so old and were around when he was, is there anything from that time you think has been forgotten? Thanks for asking, Nathan. As a matter of fact, I think there is. Back when Martin Luther King and his friends marched for civil rights, they dressed in normal clothes. Their signs were simple and sincere. And here's the important part, Nathan. Their protests worked. Today, some marchers seem to be more into performing for themselves than into actually changing anybody's mind. You know, if Martin Luther King had gone out marching on stilts and in a rainbow wig, do you think he would have succeeded? Probably not. Don't forget, you can see more and send your questions at UncleJayExplains.com. Check back every Monday when Uncle Jay explains the news. And remember, a great kid is great news.